The Tempest by William Shakespeare. Act 1, Scene 2, Part 1. In this scene, we will be meeting Prospero and Miranda, the airy spirit Ariel, then the deformed creature Caliban, and we will come across the first meeting of Ferdinand and Miranda. The island before Prospero's cell. Enter Prospero and Miranda. Miranda, if by your art, my dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. The sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashes the fire out. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. A brave vessel, who had no doubt some noble creature in her, dashed all to pieces. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. Poor souls, they perished. Had I been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere it should the good ship so have swallowed, and the frothing souls within her. Now here the meanings. In the first line, art is standing for Prospero's magic. Okay, wild waters, the stormy water. The sea seems to be wild, going wild. Allay is to calm down. Then stinking pitch here is referring to the bad smelling substance like the black tar. Okay, it seems that to be falling from the sky. Mounting is rising. Welkin's cheek is, Welkin here is standing for the sky. Dashes the fire out is putting out the fire. It has been referred for the sea rising so high as if trying to put out the fire which is being seen in the sky. Okay, due to the lightning and thunder. Okay, then the brave vessel is being said for the marvelous ship. Cry here stands for the cries of the people who are on the ship. Perished is dying out. Okay, and frothing here, frothing souls has been referred for in the last line. Frothing souls, persons who were on the ship. Now here Miranda is seen talking to Prospero. She could easily see what is happening right in front of her. She saw her father raising the storm with the magic of her his, and here we find her requesting her father to calm down the seas, stop the tempest. Why? Because she cannot bear the sight. Okay, so if by your art, my dearest father, you have put the wild waters in this roar, allay them. Oh dear father, if your magical tricks are done, I request you to calm down the seas now. The sky, it seems, would pour down stinking pitch, but that the sea, mounting to the welkin's cheek, dashes the fire out. So according to Miranda, she feels that it seems that the clouds are raining so heavily, that it is raining so heavily, and it seems that the clouds would pour down, they are pouring down hot and evil smelling, stinking smelling, foul smelling tar from there. And here from the ground, from the earth, the sea, due to the high rising tidal waves, are throwing its water right up to the sky, just with an intention to put out the fire. Oh, I have suffered with those that I saw suffer. So here she says that, dear father, the way the people out there are suffering, along with them, it seems that I am also suffering. So in a way, she is empathizing with all those who are there on board of the ship. A brave vessel, who had no doubt some noble creatures in her, dashed all to pieces. So she says that, dear father, right in front of my eyes, I have seen the destruction of this marvelous ship taking place. The ship on which were many of the noble creatures. Oh, the cry did knock against my very heart. So she says, I cannot bear the sight, and I am unable to hear to the cries of all those people who were there on board the ship. It was really a pathetic scene, and their cries have hit my heart, and it is an unbearable sight for me. Poor souls, they perished. Here, dear father, I saw with my own eyes that all of them have drowned. They have gone deep into the waters. They are all dead. Had I been any god of power, I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere it should the good ship so have swallowed, and the frotting souls within her. So Miranda says, Oh Father, if I was exactly having the divine power as the gods have, means although I am a human, and if I was more than a human having the divine powers with me, I would have never let this happen. I would have sunk the sea within the earth, or ere it should the good ship so have swallowed. So before the sea would have swallowed the ship, I would have taken the sea deep into the earth. Okay, with my divine powers, I would have hurled the sea into the bottom of the earth before it could swallow all those people who were there along with the ship. The frotting souls within her. Frotting souls here is saying the ship being swallowed along with all those people who were there on it. Prospero, be collected, no more amazement. Tell your piteous heart, there's no harm done. So, collected here is standing for calm, cool down. Amazement is standing for alarm. Piteous is compassionate. So, Prospero says, Oh dear Miranda, cool down, be calm, do not be alarmed by this sight, and ask your compassionate heart to just calm down, to be in peace. Why? Because no harm has been done to any of those people who were there on the ship. Miranda, oh, woe the day. Now, woe the day is what a sorrowful day it is to see such a bad sight, just a distressful sight right in front of my eyes. Prospero, no harm. I have done nothing but in care of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am, nor that I am more better than Prospero, master of a full poor cell, and thy no greater father. So here the meanings. In care of thee means everything whatever I have done for is for you, it is for your good. Whence is means related to the place. Whence I am is with the place to which I belong. Full poor cell, it is taken for poor cell is here denoting for humble dwelling. So Prospero says, oh dear Miranda, cool down, be calm. Don't worry about anything. No harm has taken place. Nobody has been harmed in this tempest. Whatever I have done, it is just for your good. I am a bit concerned about you, and whatever has taken place, it is just in your favor. Oh, of thee, my dear one, thee, my daughter. It is just for your sake, you, my beloved daughter, who art ignorant of what thou art, not knowing of whence I am. You are not knowing that what you are, and even you are not knowing to which place I am from. Okay, your father, to which place I, your father, belongs to, nor that I am more better than Prospero. You do not know I am not just this magician Prospero, I am more than this. Okay, I am not only a resident belonging to this humble dwelling, and I am more than just a humble resident living out here on this isolated island. Miranda, more to know, did never meddle with my thoughts. So meddle here is entered. So she is quite shocked to hear such words from her father, and she says, dear father, is it true that I have yet to know much more about myself and you? Is it really true that I am missing with something? Prospero, 'tis time I should inform thee further. Lend my hand and pluck my magic garment from me. So lays down his robe. Lie there, my art, wipe thou thine eyes, have comfort the direful spectacle of the wreck which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee. I have with such provision in mine art so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as an hair bitted to any creature in the vessel which thou heardest cry, which thou sawest sink. Sit down, for thou must not know further. So here in the meanings, lend thy hand is help me, pluck is take off. Okay, then direful spectacle stands for dreadful scene. Virtue of compassion here is related to goodness. Compassion is out of pity, pitiable. Provision is managed. Perdition is standing for destruction, complete destruction. Bitted is happened. So here Prospero says, yes, my dear daughter, 'tis time I should inform thee further. So this is the right time when I should tell you something more. You should know more about yourself. Just before I start telling to you about your past, help me take off my magical garment. So finally he takes off, with the help of Miranda, he takes off his magical robe and keeps it aside. He is talking to his magical garment. He says, lie there, my art. So, my dear magical garment, just take a little rest and lie out here. Wipe down thine eyes. Oh dear Miranda, do not cry, just wipe your tears. Have comfort, be comfortable, do not worry about anything. The direful spectacle of the wreck which touched the very virtue of compassion in thee, I have with such provision in my art so safely ordered that there is no soul, no, not so much perdition as an hair bitted to any creature in the vessel which thou heardest cry, which thou sawest sink. So here Prospero says, oh dear Miranda, be comfortable, do not worry about anything. The dreadful scene of the shipwreck which you see a while ago, it has not actually taken place. It is the virtuous gift of my magic which had aroused this tempest, and I assure you, not a single hair of all those people out there on the ship has been harmed. Okay, so the goodness of your heart which happens to arouse pity for all those people out there, I am telling you, my dear Miranda, that my art, my magical skill is so managed, I can control it, so beautiful, so manageable it is for me, that I made sure that no destruction comes upon anybody who was there on the ship. So dear Miranda, sit next to me. Why? Because you should know more about yourself. Miranda, you have often begun to tell me what I am, but stopped and left me to a bootless inquisition, concluding, stay not yet. Now bootless inquisition means useless questioning, right? So Miranda says, yes, oh dear father, often you stopped me from asking more. Often when I tried to ask something about my past, you stopped me from asking more and left me by saying that my questions are useless. I am asking you useless questions. Okay, and just told me that this is not the right time for me to know about myself. Prospero, the hours now come. The very minute bids thee ope thine ear, obey and be attentive. Canst thou remember a time before we came unto this cell? I do not think thou canst, for then thou wast not out 3 years old. So Prospero says, oh dear Miranda, now the right time has finally approached, and what I am about to tell you, please open your ears and be attentive to whatever I tell you. Do you remember, oh dear Miranda, the time when we came to the cell, this particular isolated island? Do you remember at least something at the time when we approached this island? I remember you were just 3 years old at that time. Miranda, certainly, sir, I can. So Miranda says, yes, my dear father, I do remember little bit about my past.